Well, here we are, folks. Another week passed by. Everything is somewhat still intact, I guess. Beautiful day here in North Texas. Had some storms early this morning roll through, but it sure has turned out to be a nice day regardless. But it seems like, Fridays are the days where everything starts to get topsy-turvy, cattywampus, if you will. It seems like the ordinance gets exchanged, i.e. the killing of or contractors over in Syria from our side. And then we, of course, supposedly launched a pretty high-scale attack onto some of the Iranian, personnel that were responsible, so they say. And so, again, leave it to Fridays for everything to, ratchet up, if you will. But I wanted to sort of dive off into the subject of your personal security. And it seems like there's been a line drawn in the country, the side that is for rule of law and consequences for wrongdoing, crimes, injury to others, death to others. And there's another side that seems to want to allow the criminal to have free reign over the rest of us law-abiding, tax-paying citizens. And so I think the ship has sailed on whether or not these people intend to change, or if they intend to implement their radical policies. And I think the writing is more than on the wall. It's in your face. And unfortunately, we've got some real dumbasses in the United States that continue to vote for this radical agenda. And you know what? It's gonna come down to the numbers, people. And like Dan Bongino says, if you live in a blue state, get the hell out. What are you waiting on? If all you got is $100, reach out to people, see what you can do, try to figure something else out, because if the side of law and order doesn't prevail, it's all over but the crime, people. So, I encourage people to obviously get trained and know your rights when it comes to self-defense. Hopefully you're in a jurisdiction that values the protection of your rights and your protection of your property, and believes in the the ability for one to exercise self-defense and or deadly force should it come to that. You just got to make sure that you're right, okay? And that was what me and so many other people talk about. Get trained, stay trained, and know the law. And don't pull a weapon out if you don't intend to use it, okay? And if you intend to use it, you need to know how to use it effectively, okay? Otherwise, somebody's going to take it away from you and kill you with it, okay? So, I think that it's not going to be one of those things where we have to wait and see anymore. I think it is what it is. I think, wherever you are, what's going on in your area. If you know that you've got a problem, reach out to others and see what you can do. But you've got to try to make tracks and get out of places that don't value your lifestyle or your safety, okay? And that's just how it is. And I know that times are tough and some people don't have anything, but that's why we always encourage prepping all these years. So many of us have talked about it. Gosh, pinball, Romy Prepper. So many people have talked about these things. Angry Prepper. It's just, and I know some of us are privileged because we live in red states that value these things and value liberty and value what our Constitution what it says on paper, And so, but those of you that don't and live in blue states that clearly aren't going to change, you've got to make some tough decisions, And I would go to the closest, red governed state as I could, if that's all you can do. I think, Texas, Tennessee, Florida are good choices. Oklahoma's not a bad choice. There's certain jurisdictions, Idaho. There's a lot of others, but these are all, conservative leaning states that are governed by people that value the Constitution and that value personal freedom and value liberty. And, life's too short to be a prisoner, okay? So keep that in mind. Think of your kids, think of your grandkids. Yeah, it's tough and it's never easy to pick up and move, and moving sucks. But you know what? Maybe if you need money, you sell what you don't need and you use that money to get the hell out and go somewhere else where you're safe and that your liberty is valued by the government and by people that you might live around. The current situation in the world is clearly not getting any better. It's clearly ratcheting up. It's clearly becoming more dire. And it is also clear to me that the political amateurs that we have in charge running the show right now are dangerous. They are political hacks, and they don't care about anything but lining their pockets and their hierarchy's pockets, okay? And we're just the serfs that serve them, that's what they think. So everybody keep that in mind. Have a great weekend. Keep prepping, stack it deep, and long live the Republic.